Scent discriminating dogs, primarily bloodhounds, have been used with success primarily for trailing escapees and locating missing persons, and then as a tool for law enforcement to locate suspects from crime scenes for hundreds of years in a limited manner. These dogs are trained to isolate and trail individuals based on the residue of scent that every person leaves on any surface or object with which they come in contact. Personal scent is always present at every crime scene where the perpetrator has been present, and a trail of scent will follow where a subject has walked. The role of scent discriminating dogs as an aid in criminal investigation has been expanded from simply trailing a suspect from the scene of a crime to making lineup identifications and connecting a suspect to a vehicle, article of evidence, or location. Modern law enforcement in urban and suburban settings has become more sophisticated in the techniques used to investigate crimes. It has become critical that the manner in which scent evidence is collected, utilized, and stored be standardized to prevent the destruction of other evidence and provide viable evidence for court-acceptable applications. Until recently, the common method of using scent evidence was to simply ask the dog to take scent directly from the article of clothing or surface with which the subject or suspect had been in contact. More recently, scent was collected by simply placing a sterile pad directly on the article or surface. The amount of scent a dog can get from nosing the article directly or from a pad simply laid on the surface is limited to the scent directly at the point of contact. But these methods carry with them the danger of contaminating the actual article or surface with dog saliva and hair, and of destroying fingerprints or leaving or destroying fibers and trace evidence which might be of use to the forensic technicians. Court proceedings and jurors are also more sophisticated and demand a higher standard of performance and of evidence handling. With the scent transfer unit, the scent is concentrated and collected from the entire area, thus enhancing the amount of scent on the pad. Due to the capability of the STU to make multiple pads from the same scent article, uncontaminated pads containing the same scent can be presented to multiple dogs working on the same case. In the event the scent article or surface is a large piece of furniture, wall, floor, ground, or vehicle, the ability to make numerous pads from the surface and transport them or store them for application at another time or place is a tremendous advantage. Scent pads are also far easier and more practical to store than these larger articles and surfaces. The STU-100, or Scent Transfer Unit, was developed to answer the concerns of collecting, preserving, and extending the potential use of scent evidence as a tool for criminal investigation. Because it is not necessary for the STU to come into actual contact with an item or surface to collect the scent, the danger of destroying evidence or contaminating a surface by distributing fibers from a pad is eliminated. Because it is possible to make numerous scent pads from any article or surface, additional applications with different dogs can be designed for use at any location at any time in the future. We do not yet know the limits of scent viability over time and storage variables. Clinical studies are currently underway to establish claims that scent remains viable for many years. The same standards and criteria that make the maintenance of fingerprint and DNA files a necessary tool for investigation should make the creation of a scent bank of known suspects a very useful resource. The STU-100 is a completely self-contained unit which runs on a 12-volt rechargeable battery. It can be recharged at any stage of use and will not be damaged if left plugged into a 110-volt outlet. When necessity requires, it can be operated from the cigarette lighter of any vehicle equipped with a 12-volt battery. The collection surface is designed to accommodate a standard 5x9 sterile dressing pad available at medical supply distributors. After snapping the collection head onto the vacuum unit and mounting it on the front end of the unit as shown, plug the unit into the battery power receptacle on the side of the box. Wearing rubber gloves, first clean the intake collection head surface and the inside and outside of the pad holder bracket with alcohol. Use a scrubbing action. Open a new sterile pad and place it on the surface, locking it in with the bracket. Depending on the surface or article from which you are collecting scent, you may hold the collection head over or next to a surface or place smaller items directly onto the pad if fiber contamination is not a concern. After running the machine for approximately 30 seconds, collect the pad and place it in a freezer-weight Ziploc bag. If storing for later use, heat seal this bag in a K-Pack bag. If a K-Pack bag is not available, the second best storage method is to double seal it in a second Ziploc bag. It is theorized that freezing may inhibit deterioration of the scent, and long-term testing is being conducted to validate that theory. If you are making multiple pads from the same article or surface, it is unnecessary to change gloves and re-clean the surface before inserting additional pads. Each time you change articles or surfaces, it is necessary to change the gloves and clean the collection surface and pad holder bracket with alcohol. Label the storage bags with the date and time of collection and the file number of the case. Describe the item or surface from which the scent was collected and indicate if there were additional pads, as in 1 of 2, made from the same surface. The name of the person collecting the scent should also be on the bag, and that person should also be at the starting point of any trail or application if it corresponds to a location where that officer or lab technician has been during the investigation. If a dog is started on an application using one of the pads, that handler's name, the dog's name, and the date and time of the application should also be noted on the bag, and the pad may be reused by that handler and dog at another time, if necessary. Provided the scene has been properly preserved for scent, scent can be collected from a kidnapper's ransom note and the pad used at any time to trail to or identify the perpetrator. Scent can be collected from expended casings or weapons at a crime scene, as in a drive-by shooting. Scent can be collected from a robbery victim's recovered wallet or purse, or from the seat of a recovered stolen vehicle. Scent can be recovered directly from a murder victim's body and clothing if the suspect was in direct contact, as with a rape, strangulation, or stabbing, depending on the extent of decomposition, which may or may not alter the results. The secondary scent of the suspect is the critical scent the dog will use in the trailing application. In addition, the STU-100 is being used in the training of drug detection dogs. By collecting the scent from various quantities of drugs impounded in evidence and using the pads in place of the drugs themselves, eliminating the security risk to the evidence. The STU-100 can also be used to collect decomposition scent pads from the coroner's office, to make scent pads from components of different types of explosives, and to make scent pads from the many different types of accelerants used in arson. The above methods can be used to train dogs without the risk of using these components in the field. Scent, the invisible and often forgotten evidence, can be your most useful investigative tool and lead you to witnesses, locations, and other evidence that will help corroborate the facts of the investigation.